very much for agreeing to this interview today. And maybe if I could ask you if you could tell us when you were born and quickly run through and tell us why did you join the Navy and what were your intentions when you joined the Navy?
Well, Brady, thank you for having me on your film. I didn't really intend to join the Navy. I went to school from Portland, Victoria, down to Melbourne, to Scotch College in Melbourne in '37, to do commercial aviation. And it was this course which I did do, which was supposed to lead me to aviation, but when I finished school, the openings weren't very big, and besides, the money they wanted as a equity for the course was far too much. So I happened to be reading the paper, lo and behold, applying for cadet midshipman in the Navy. I thought, well, okay, the Navy may lead to flying, so I put my name down for the Navy, went through the normal procedures and finally was accepted in the Navy in January '39. Then I was sent down to Cerberus, to the Naval College. Naval College consisted of 4 years. The 13-year-olds were year 1, going up to the 17-year-olds. Well, at this stage I was 18. There were 5 others, or 4 others rather. We made up a group of 5, and we were then classified as 4th year. This gave us an academic level and an age level with the senior cadet midshipmen. But we were set aside. They really didn't have the same uniforms which the other cadets had, because we were the first of this particular enrolment. However, they knocked up a uniform for us, and the 5 of us underwent training. This wasn't academic training, it was just sheer physical training, which consisted of the basics of gunnery, torpedo, signalling, and PT, of course. 6 days a week we used to dump on everywhere. Sundays were allowed to march, that is to church. Everyone would go to church on Sunday. And this lasted for 3 months. And then we were drafted to sea. At that stage, we were given, at the college, we were given pocket money, of course, and there was a canteen, which was about all we could spend money on. The rest of our wages, salary, was, I think, was about 7 or 6 a week. Was put into the bank. The college life was stringent. It was, well, having been to boarding school didn't really bother me. But some of the others who'd been sheltered home life, it was a bit of a shock. But they used to get us out of bed at 6 o'clock, We didn't have showers. We had what they called splashes. All the basins were filled with warm water, and so you'd splash yourself over with that. And then there's a cold shower adjacent to the bath, to the tubs. And the drill was you dashed through the shower to the far wall, dashed back again. You wouldn't stand on it. So the life of the college, I quite enjoyed it. I've never been as fit as I was those 3 months, 12.5 stone. Probably too big to believe, because the first years always went through initiation that we were without that classification. But they had the fag system, where as a senior year we were a lot of fags, which were the first year, and they did your bidding, messages and so forth, or anything to be done. That was the college life, run strictly to naval discipline. So at the end of the 3 months, we're all posted to sea. I went to Canberra, and this started my term at sea. In the meantime, all our uniforms had arrived, and we were absolutely in line with the rest of the Navy. The Admiral decided he wanted to go up to New Guinea on a show the flag cruise, so off we went. Went round an island called Samurai, had a look at that, and came back down to Cairns, down to so on. And then things weren't getting so good in Europe, and we then had to make full speed back to Sydney. We went alongside Chowder Bay to refuel, and then across the Garden Island I then got a signal sending me to the Hobart. Joined the Hobart alongside Garden Island, and would you believe, Hobart had an epidemic of mumps on board. So being the youngest officer on board, it was most befitting that I should have got mumps too, which I did do. Into an ambulance out to Prince Henry Hospital in isolation, along with 200 members of the crew. However, the situation in Europe became worse, war was declared, and the Navy, or the RAN, was taken over by Admiralty. So Admiralty wanted all the Australian cruisers except Adelaide stationed anywhere but Australia. So Hobart was Hobart was then sent to the Indian Ocean, to Ceylon, and we're all packed up from hospitals, all sent back to the ship. I must have had the worst type of mumps, as you can imagine. Anyway, we all went back, ship sailed,